My name is Mirra. I am a visual artist from Buryatia, which is a tiny republic from the border of Russia and Mongolia. I do illustration, I do graphic design, some calligraphy and lettering, and I live in Belgium for 12 years. Since I was a kid, I just never stopped drawing. I mean, it was, since I can remember myself, I always had paint and pencils on me. And yeah, I suppose like I never grew up. I just continued to draw since there. And that's it. Inevitably, for sure, I was influenced most of all by the tradition of Buddhist Danka, which is a Buddhist Tibetan iconography. I was surrounded by those images when I grew up, because my republic is Buddhist. So I think this would be my main inspiration. But then I was a big fan of European middle-age art, which was really, really far from where I come from. And it was maybe one of the reasons which pushed me to come to Belgium and to Europe, just to get closer to it. I suppose, like, for me, it's just a way to exist. Like, if I don't do art, I don't feel myself perceived by world, or like, it's like I don't exist. I just stay in my corner and I do my thing. But as soon as I start producing, I start this communication with the world, with the environment where I live in, and also in some ways transforming it. So I think it's just my way of talking, of existing, as I said. Yeah. I don't take myself as a messenger of big ideas or something. It's just sometimes I just want to see the world transformed by my hand around and being more pretty. Sometimes it is transferring some of my culture, of Buryat culture, into this world. Sometimes when the lightning, the need strikes, I like to use my art in some activist way of supporting some people that I find in need of support, or some cause, or I don't have like one big ideology. I think it is very contextualized. I think it is complicated to put a person in a box, but there are different layers to my personality which inevitably put me places, like the fact that I'm an immigrant and I'm a paperless person. As this kind of person, my art has different scenery and different context than the more commercialized or mainstream art. But I think I don't like anymore perceiving myself as an outside artist or like stranger artist. I think it is, living in a society, it is impossible to be an outsider even if you really want to. So I'm just a piece of a big puzzle. I mean, I'm here and you have to cope with it. Yeah. I'm constantly working with my art collective, Post Collect, which is called Post Collective. So it's a group of artists, activists, researchers from also an immigrant background, and we work together on some collective forms of art and not individualistic art. And we have a residency here in Centrale in Ghent. So this is for a moment our base. And then I'm working a lot on I have like the projects on supporting some activists from around the world. I did some murals, for example, in support of imprisoned journalists, yeah. I mean, there is some politics in some art that I do. So there is the ecological situation in Lake Bakel, where I come from. There is there are quite a few projects that I'm working right now on, and one of them is getting into an art school also. Yes, in this year, which I hope will result in a success. So yeah. Well, first of all, the name of Van Eyck, because like since my 15 or 16, I've been like romanticizing and Van Eyck and Brugger and Herbert Dürer, which is my like biggest canon. And so when I heard about it, like I didn't hesitate at all, and I actually heard it from a friend, Samir, who told me about this, and then I mean the story of the Mystic Lamp is so fun and crazy that I just wanted to explore it, and yeah, I just wanted to be part of it somehow. So in the beginning, I just really wanted to make one solid piece of representation of Mystic Lamp's history, which I was thinking would be a mural or something, where I would put all the different elements of its story. But then I realized that it's really not enough to talk about it. Like I was learning more also about the story, and it would become more complex and even more crazy than I thought it would be. So I started to do sketches, and I realized that I wanted more than just one piece. And I thought that the little booklet, the book with the illustrations, which goes briefly through the most impressive moments of its story, would be a better choice for me. So yeah, now I'm working on a book of illustrations on the lamp, Mystic Lamp story, and for a moment, I'm having a ton of fun. I'm using the characters. So the main character is the Lamp of God, which is personified in a little lamp, and its misfortunes, as I said, 13 misfortunes. And of course, there are also other characters of this piece, which are the characters of the book and the historical characters who were part of the story. So it is pretty complicated to bring it, to make it convenient, but this is the complexity and the fun of it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now. So it's a lot of sketching. Like in the beginning, I would think I would do like page by page, but then it outgrows, and now I just realized that it's kind of I'm making this tapestry of characters and things that I put together, and then I would put after on a page. And there is of course a part which is a text. I don't want to use a lot of text, but there has to be, and so for a moment I'm really working on a text also. It just so there's this detective part about Mystic Lamp story, with the lost panel, like the stolen panel, and so when I heard that in total, briefly you could say that there was 13 acts of how would I say, So it's been stolen, it's been almost burned, it's been given as a present, it's been moved, and so in total there were 13 of this kind of events, if you can say so. So I was thinking like mystic lamp or 13 misfortunes, it would be like fun a little bit. I got a Christian way of naming it. Yeah, but there were a ton of other options how to name it. So there was also, but in French, désiré de tout part, because everybody would laugh. The piece of little lamp. So I would represent for myself the little lamp as this, you know, the dissection in butcheries. So everybody would want a little juicy part of this adorable lamb. Yeah, I would even think to make something a little bit like with black humor and maybe a little gory, but we'll see how it will end. This is my working sketchbook where I do some research and in the concepts and drawing for the book. And first of all, of course, is to find how am I going to represent a little lamb. And so, because the difficulty is how do I make it recognizable, but in the same time, I really want to make him a little bit more cute or something, more cartoonish, but keeping this Van Eyck's stylization style. So yeah, I would work on the cover and fast fast sketching on what would be on the pages, which changes all the time actually, much more than I thought. So, and this is actually was much more work than I thought that it would be, because every character needs to be changed somehow to have the image in a book. So I have my first kind of finished drawings, but they still need some more details. And yeah, I actually use mostly aquarelle painting, watercolors, and simple pencils, color pencils. And so, yes, you see, I bring historical characters as Albrecht Dürer or Queen Elizabeth I. And actually, it is thanks to this book that I know much more about how exactly things have happened. So it's a book of Harry de Pape and the illustrator Jan van der Wecken, which exploits the story. So yeah, I think here this is it. So I want to print, of course I don't know how many of those books I will be able to print. It will be known only at the point when I have all the pages done, and then I will know. But the idea is to print as many as I can and then distribute it in some way, so people can learn this story through some funny images and like have fun learning fun story. I mean, yeah. Well, I'm totally accustomed to be surrounded by diverse people. As I said, I'm an immigrant, and I suppose that the most of my surroundings are also immigrants in some ways. And it is also the reason why I actually love Belgium so much. Actually, for me, it's something completely natural. And but it's also I love this fact, but I'm like, maybe it's not completely my choice. It's because that as an immigrant, you're often being contextualized in those similar boxes with the immigrants, which is very difficult to break out, to go. I really don't like this word, but integrate the society. So for me, it's just a natural state of being for years already. So, and of course, it's influenced me a lot in a way of how they view my work, how I see what they do, and yeah. But it's natural for me. It's normal. Totally. I just started to admire it more, and like my perception has deepened because I know so much more about it. And as I said, it was actually much more cool than I was taught in the beginning. So no, like if in the beginning I would just kind of like it and think, wow, this is a nice piece of art. Now I'm completely fascinated even more, and yeah, of course, and it's a really good thing that I got through this educational, historical part and got to see it in a real life. And I mean, it's completely, there's some magic in it. It's so of course, I'm becoming more of a fun girl than I was before. So. I think I would just like to have fun with us and like just see how crazy things can be and how amazing things can be and have fun. Yeah.